So this is the gallery application that we are going to try and troubleshoot using Lightrun and Chronosphere. And as we have been alerted, this application has some latencies associated with specific users, while with others it performs pretty well. So now let's see how both Chronosphere and Lightrun can help troubleshoot, investigate, and obviously resolve this issue and reduce both the MTTR and the cost of overall metrics and telemetry.
Now let's consider this situation where I am the on-call developer for the rating service. And I've just been paged that there was some high latency related to my service, so essentially it's not responding very well. I can come right away to this curated view of the service that has been automatically created by Chronosphere based on different types of signals that have been ingested. What kind of signals are we talking about here? Things like maybe Prometheus, Hotel, but also Istio, Envoy, even Nginx. The point being here that this information is then analyzed and refined by Chronosphere to present me with the signals that I need or the information that I need, whether it's related to the underlying infrastructure with these compute metrics here, as well as red metrics for the application itself. Also a dependency map, and this is a localized one. I've got my rating service and then directly upstream the portal service, which is also experiencing some errors, and also downstream, but no errors there. So this is a first level of confirmation that I'm looking in the right place. I am the culprit in my rating service. So let's take a look even further into the alert itself that I got paged on. Let's go there, and we will see not only here indeed a spike in latency that triggered the alert itself, but before that, only a few minutes before, we have here a couple of events that are related to deployments. So I can zoom in a little bit and see that this first deployment here had to do with a particular commit in GitHub. So I could go ahead here and see the detail of that commit, and also view in the Change Explorer here the timeline itself of those events. The first event here related to the deployment start, and then the end of my deployment followed by the alert. So clearly there is a correlation here, and we're gonna now look into Lightrun to see how we can troubleshoot that even further.
This is our application, and as you can see, users can select images and have them show up in the list at the top. They can remove images, and according to Chronosphere, what's going on is that remove operation, which seems to work okay for me, for some users is quite slow. Let's take a look at the code. This is the remove, and as mentioned, we don't have any logging here. So let's insert some with Lightrun. First thing we'll do is let's find out if users are actually getting through. We can just express a log line, hit save, and then in a moment, our terminal will start showing us what's going on in the production environment. We've got 3 servers, 3 instances of the server deployed, and so each one is going to send us independently a batch of messages showing what's going on right now, which users are hitting like and dislike for those images. So we do see the requests are coming in. Most users are hopefully getting a good experience. Let's take a look at the feature flags and see if those give us a clue. So to see the value of the feature flags that are coming through, we'll use a Lightrun snapshot. As opposed to logging, snapshots are much more like a breakpoint in that they're going to give us all of the details of the state of the application right now. But as opposed to a regular breakpoint, this is without pausing the application at all. So most users will continue to have a seamless experience of using the application, while we get that snapshot and we can see the state that we're interested in. So we've gotten a couple of snapshots here. Here's one particular user, and we can see that for that user's got 1 feature flag. This user's got feature flag 12. Well, let's take a look at a specific user, perhaps, that's of interest to us. Let's change our snapshot and look for a particular user. Now, this request gets sent out to all of the instances but we're only going to get a response from the specific instance where this user is interacting right now. So I'll save the snapshot request, that gets sent back out, and we'll just wait for that hit to come in from that user. There we go. Let's take a look at that user's feature flags. This user has 2 feature flags, 10 and 12. Well, now let's take a look at the code here and see if, all right, straightforward, 10, looks like we may have found the cause of the latency, some unnecessarily slow code here. So using Lightrun's dynamic logging and snapshots, we can very quickly get a picture of the behavior of the running application without changing the code, without doing a new deployment, and without in any way slowing down the application so our users are unaware of our introducing a dynamic observability on the fly. We don't have time for it in this demo right now, but what we could also do is get highly granular metrics by using Lightrun's ability to select a couple of lines and introduce a metric on the fly so that we can measure exactly what's going on where in the application in order to zoom in and really understand with high granularity the impact of changes to our code.